Today we received a request to review prospect close. So let's take a look here. So first off, you got your favicon. I scrolled down and it looks like you got rid of the Powered by Shopify, so those are good. One thing that I noticed is that you don't have an About Us, which would be really useful to tell customers a little bit more about your brand. It also has something to do with SEO, which I'll get into later on, but you might want to add that in there. It's great that you have a newsletter sign up here. However, you might want to move that to your footer menu so that it's visible on all pages, not just on your home page. You might also potentially want this as a pop-up when people first land on your page. It can help you get more customers, more attention. I mean, obviously you don't want to spam them, but just having the incentive that yes, you can get a discount code, and having this here, is useful too. Just have it as a call to action that pops up when people first go to your store. So the next big thing that we have to talk about is the color of your font. So it works lovely on your home page here, but as soon as we go into, well, anywhere else, you'll notice that your white font is now completely wiped out by the white background. And so for any of your catalog, your collection, your product pages, it's the same thing. I can't see home catalog, track my order, and then any of the other buttons here. And I get that you wanted to make it white so that it would show up very nicely against this really, really incredible looking picture. But you're gonna need to do something about that. You can't have white on white. So if I click shop now, it brings me to your collections page, which is great. However, if I click the catalog button, it brings me to all your products. You want to change that navigation so that it brings you to the collections page. So like I said before, you want to make sure that all of these different collections are in a drop down underneath your catalog. If you haven't done drop down menus before, they're pretty easy to do. You manage them all within the navigation within your online store in the back end of Shopify. So now let's take a look at a couple of your product pages. So you have some good things going on and some bad things. So taking a look at this, the Just Smile hooded blanket, there's some good things in that you have, nice what this would look like in real life. Then you've got, this is what it looks like from the front, and also you've got the microfiber and the Sherpa interior, as well as the back. But you also have all of these other photos, and if this were a different theme where you had like the mini photos over here and you could just click down through them, that'd be great. But it's not the theme that you have right now. And so this is a lot of scrolling to get to the bottom of the page. So I would recommend limiting it to probably 3 pictures. So maybe how it looks in real life, how it looks like from the front, how it looks like from the back, and then have the microfiber and the Sherpa. I think that's 4. But you don't need all these extra ones because it doesn't add much to the product. Like I said, if you had the little images that you could scroll through, that'd be fine, but it's not the case. So if we take a look at a different one of your products, the acid hooded blanket, it's kind of the opposite. You have 3 pictures of the back and none that are from the front. So you might want to have like this one, which shows you fully from the back, then have one like what it looks like in real life. I like that you have the Sherpa and microfiber in the description here, as well as the sizing chart. So that might help you avoid an extra picture, and then just be clever with your images and try and reduce the number of images that you use down to the bare minimum. One thing I've noticed is that you don't have any social media buttons anywhere, especially not in your footer. And I would highly recommend adding those. Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, those are great to use. You can use them as, if you just want to advertise using them, that's totally fine. You can also add them as sales channels into Shopify for free. And Facebook Marketplace and Pinterest would be great for your type of product. So I would highly recommend those. But if not, make sure you at least have active social media channels so that you can at least advertise your products. Much better if you can actually just sell them through your sales channels. Now let's look at your store's SEO or search engine optimization. So first off, let's take a look at your homepage. So if I were searching on Google, this is what I would find for homepage. So there's a couple good things. You got an image, which is great. You have your title, but then you don't have anything else in your description. So you want to tell people what your brand is about, what your company is about, within less than 100 characters. And so there are three things important with SEO. There are keywords, length, and comprehension. So keywords, you want to make sure that you are using as many keywords that respond to your brand as possible. So what defines you? What basically what you would be entering into Google if you wanted to search for your type of company or your type of products. Uh, Same sort of thing in terms of length. You want to make sure that it's compressed into ideally 100 characters. You can go a little bit over, but after that, Google starts to put less emphasis on anything that you put in there in terms of um, actually using it as viable things to search for. And the last thing is comprehension. It has to make sense to the average person. I mean, if you were to search a website online and it just has like keyword, 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 keyword and makes no sense, then you're probably not going to click on that because it looks a little bit sketchy. Now let's take a look at the SEO of one of your products here. So let's take a look at the acid hooded blanket. So similar situation here. You have an image, which is great. You've got the title, and then for the description, you've just allowed Shopify to use your product description as your SEO description. And for all of your products, you really should change the SEO description. So on the back end of your Shopify store, go to products, click on a product, go to the bottom of the page, edit SEO, and do a similar sort of thing with the description. So make sure that it is within 100 characters, includes the keywords that define this product, and also makes sense to the average person. That's how you'll get a lot more traffic and a lot more correct traffic, because even if you get traffic, it might not be people that are actually looking to buy your products. So there you go. Like I said, biggest thing ever, make sure that you update this font so it is not white. Either that or do something with the image here, because on the rest of your pages it could work out if it were a black font, but it's gonna fade into the black if you go black. Just make sure that you change the color of that, and you might want to increase the size of it. Otherwise, it's just gonna lose you customers. So it looks great. There is so much potential here, and I hope this advice helps you out. Catch you next time.